What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here in the Odd Shopper channel, coming to you with a Monday edition of MLB and NBA Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Goes a long way for me on this video. Goes a long way for you. That way you become a prize whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. Went completely nuclear last week. NBA, MLB, everything. Just an absolute nuke. Now, I don't have everything set up for the tracking for MLB, but I mean, if you just go on my X, the home run calls have been out of control. Friday, a lot of people parlayed two of the three picks I put together that were right off around the same time. Corbin Carroll, absolute GOAT stuff. We'll talk about him a little bit today. That was lovely. And a ninth inning Tommy Edman blast from the other, so switch hitter, left side of the plate, his weaker side. Unbelievable stuff. Running eternally good. And obviously the NBA has been just profitable, steady as she goes. That's what I want to keep going here, and that's what I preach here. Obviously, with the MLB still, I want to encourage you, even though things are good, even though we have had great reads, and, you know, the many money lines didn't pan out Friday, but they really did the entire rest of the week. I just still want you to be very careful with your unit sizing. We're still accumulating sample size, and I brought it up last year. I brought it up this year. It's not generally the easiest thing to do right out the gate with a new baseball. Want to react to seeing how some lineups look, how the bullpens are doing. We have so much changeover in baseball. You don't want to go crazy at the beginning of the season, but we're going a little bit crazy because the things have just been hitting. Yeah, put $1 and get a car. Put $1 and get a car. Feels really good. Bet365, they're really good. But obviously, Sunday nights, we recap. So, NBA, we're going to finish out the recaps here all the way through the regular season. Next Sunday, a week from today, we'll be rounding out the NBA regular season, and it'll be playoff time, which is really fun for everybody involved. We'll continue to cover NBA at the end portion of this video. You'll get the MLB goodness because I know that's what a lot of people are here for, and it's my best sport, I suppose. But you know what? NBA is not so bad either. Let's get to the results. You wanted me to track. We track everything, and everything's going well. Obviously, NBA was really, really nice. Up just a little over 3 units. Nothing crazy. Again, half unit plays there on the green check marks where it's, you know, like 0.65 units for the Lakers, or for the Clippers money line there. 0.55 there for Miami. So the way that I go about tracking it, it's just a half unit win there on each one of those. So it ends up being a little over 3 there. The Denny Avdi at 25 plus points on Thursday. Well, the back-to-back, it was a very different line the next time around Friday. Didn't even end up playing on Sunday. I was trying to react to so much news on Sunday, but you know what? We got Jokic. I locked over 29.5 in the Discord because, of course, I did. A lot of people joining the Discord. You can sign up for that down below. Lindy5 would love to have you guys there if you're enjoying the wave in the NBA streets and obviously the MLB streets, which made more money than this in it, that's for sure. You guys want to sign up for that. Join the Lindy and Friends Discord, and it's not just myself. We have Eitan Shander, who just hit the Brian Harmon outright for the PGA Tour streets, $25 into over $2,000. Beautiful stuff from him. And then we got Greg Ehrenberg, my friend, G. Ehrenberg DFS over on X. Yeah, you might know him from the Stochastic YouTube channel. He's also over here on the Odd Shopper YouTube channel. Makes over 5, 6, 7K here the last couple of months with Portfolio EV. Super sharp market-based better, as well as baseball projections in the futures market, which you can get exclusively in the Lindy and Friends Discord. Again, Lindy5, that'll get you it for $5. But we got the leans coming up here right after this. Again, right on the screen. Lindy5, I'm only going to be running this for another week or so. So you want to jump in now. And plus, if you want to ride the wave of what's going on right now, which is winning, thank God, we were winning prize picks cards. We're winning pick 6 cards. We're winning, it's ridiculous here at the moment. It's going to regress in some way, shape, or form. So I don't want to act like it's just going to be rose petals and butterflies the entire time. There are going to be stretches where it doesn't go as well. But you know what? I can be a profitable bettor for you over any long-term sample size. I've proven it. The people in the Discord who have stuck with me for years now, they've enjoyed the results, the fruits of my labor, if you will. If you want to as well, Lindy5 would love to have you to try it out for a week. And if you don't love it, well, go ahead and hit eject. Leave. If I have a bad week, you know, such is life, you don't want to be paying anymore, would be more than understanding of it. But I think you'll love the community, the other sharp people chatting it up every single day. And without further ado, we got baseball to talk about. Let's get to the leans. Yeah, I just love talking baseball, don't you? Hit the like button, everybody. Obviously, there's a lot of changeover. And one of the things that did change over, Yankees and Tigers, is you got some interesting pieces, I think, in the Yankees lineup that aren't just Aaron Judge. It's not an everyday Aaron Judge situation, whether it's the catcher Austin Wells, whether it's, the emergence of Jazz Chisholm now in a better organization than Miami. Shocking. He's playing better here than he was in Miami. But this is a cavernous ballpark that we're heading to here in Detroit. And I do want to urge you, be careful with some of the home run plays that I've seen here recently, because let me fix my hat while we're doing it. I do think that there are fundamentally broken tags, like places you just shouldn't be betting home runs right now because the game environments are so non-conducive for home runs. And Kerry Carpenter has just proven that fact wrong, like nonstop, ad nauseum. But at the same time, this is just one of those spots where it's going to be very rare that you're going to find me on a home run here. Now, in DFS, that's a different thing. Dylan Diggler, when you're going to invest in him there. But these prices have been a little bit asinine and a game environment that I don't find to be all that appealing in terms of what the weather is. But all of that being said, there is a ton of real estate at that Detroit ballpark. And I think the 2+ total bases plus money here for some pieces, I think a guy like Ben Rice, 72.2% hard hit percentage is not what we're going to have from him long term. That's higher than Aaron Judge in 18 batted ball events for Ben Rice this season. But an 815 expected slugging, I'm not saying it's out of the realm. It's probably going to come down a little bit, but lefty at the top of the order. You then have Cody Bellinger, Jazz Chisholm. I mean, there are ways that Trent Grisham is even effective here. Lefty power, I think doubles in the gap. I might look at some doubles prices here as well, but very tough for me in Detroit to go out and fire up any home runs that I'm looking. So just the opening numbers, carving through them, didn't find a single positive EV home run in the entire ballpark over the first week. And I like to back test this stuff. It's the nice part about having really good data here over at OddsShopper. All right, the Dodgers, Washington up next. We'll speed it up a little bit. First five. Oh, we got a lot of first five on the card today. I have 6 plays for you. 6 plays out of all the games that we have going here today. 11 MLB games, so 5 leans, 6. So I got more bets than I do, not bets in terms of these games. But the Dodgers, yeah, using up a little bit more of their bullpen than you would have wanted with Tyler Glass now. Not even getting out of the third. My God, it was just a train wreck. End up losing 2 of 3 there. Again, it's early in the season. They're still going to be just fine. They're the Dodgers. They have a 103.5. That was their season win total coming into it. Thought that was a little high for what it's worth, but they were up to 108.5. Now back down into like the in-between a bit. But Mackenzie Gore, I'm looking at Washington first 5, actually. And then Dustin May, the other guy on the other side, finally saw some K stuff. I've been banging the drum for Dustin May. His numbers have been so low in the K department. I wish I had pulled the trigger to some extent, but I do think the Dodgers are tough for me to want to just like K-ladder up dudes because they got to get done in like 5 innings. They'll turn it over to the pen a lot more, especially a guy like Dustin May, who they've been waiting for this kind of an emergence. I hate my hat today. Don't mind me. Anyway, Washington, Mackenzie Gore, he's the main catalyst here. We saw the opening day, ridiculous start. I've kind of been attached to this guy a lot, locked a lot of plays on the Washington side last season at plus money, most notably the loss that I had first 5 in San Diego last year, where he gave up 3 runs in the 5th and broke my heart. Anyway, on to greener pastures. Fenway, they've got a green monster. We got Toronto on the other side. That was not planned, but considering they're just finishing up their baseball game right now, they put up 1 million runs there in that second inning. Alex Bregman then put up 1 billion more there with another home run, but I quit watching it, turned it off so I could focus in on this for you. And, well, Toronto, they're not all that appealing here, but I do look at the Fenway Park angle, and I see this being a plus ballpark yet again this season. It's generally what it always is a hitting paradise, but pretty cavernous for lefty power. Want to see what the Red Sox end up rolling out here. I think that's my main hiccup because it is a lefty that is out on the mound. So righty power, you're going to be getting maybe Ref Snyder in this lineup. You're going to be getting some other guys that just aren't as appealing as some of these lefties are going to be. So be very careful. I think under 8.5 as it stands right now, purely because I don't trust the Red Sox here on a back-to-back on Sunday, doubleheader. We got to call them doubleheaders now. That's what they are, Eric. But under 8.5, I don't trust Easton Lucas. Don't really trust anything that I'm seeing out of this Red Sox pen to start off. But Richard Fitz, he's not good. He's not going to be very good going forward. Ended up holding him back and moving on. But anyway, we got Miami. We got New York Mets. Kadai Senga's in our life. It's the Miami Marlins, who I do want to be picking on a lot this season. I think they've been a little bit hotter than anybody would have expected with Matt Mervis. Decent start, batting cleanup here routinely. Griffin Conine hitting the ball hard at least, 20 batted ball events, 55% hard hit. And Kyle Stowers, I think he's actually pretty good, but the launch really isn't there. -4 degrees launch on 18 batted ball events so far. We'll see if he can improve on that. Otto Lopez, 4 kids, and I got to take all of that ass to showbiz. There's some good pieces, I think, for Miami, but overall, they're going to strike out a lot. Matt Mervis still around a 41% K rate. It's going to come down a little from there. 27.5 for Conine and Stowers and Derek Hill way up there. There are so many iterations of this lineup that just look ridiculous. And the Ghost Fork friends, woo! It is really, really a thing. My favorite pitch in baseball. Not named the Shohei Ohtani splitter, but we haven't seen that in over a year and a half. So hard to count that one. Anyway, Houston taking on Seattle. This one's fascinating as well. I kind of want to just blindly take the under here in ballparks where I have 2 decent starting pitchers like this and bats that just really aren't figuring it out. Now, Seattle, they are eternally goated. Ended up on the over of 7.5 today in San Francisco, and they found a 9th inning 2-out single to score it. Oh, it was incredible. It was blissful. It's funny because Seattle has a guy named Ryan Bliss. It's not funny. Hayden Wesneski, though, isn't all that good, and that's my main issue. Does have the fly balls that are a major issue for him. They were in Chicago. I think they're going to be here in Houston as well, especially when he's back in his home park if he gets against some pull hitters. But Logan Gilbert here, 237 xWOBA, 40.9% K rate. If you've listened to me for a while, you know I'm not as high as the market is on Logan Gilbert, but he's still the much better of the 2 pitchers, and he's still a top 20th percentile pitcher in all of baseball. So an 80th percentile actual pitcher in baseball. So don't want to, just pick on him too much. Jorge Polanco off to a decent start to a season, ends up getting hurt there. I mean, just some bad luck stuff here. Victor Robles, oh, that was brutal. Just brutal stuff. Ends up breaking his arm, I think. So anyway, let's get to the actual play, shall we? Thank you for listening to me talk about all of those leans, because again, I think that there's tons of value to still go through that, and obviously I want to break down the entire slate for you. It's a very important part about what I do, so I can at least talk you through starting pitchers if there's anything that stands out. Well, something stands out to me. St. Louis gets done playing a doubleheader here against Boston. But anyway, Ivan Herrera gets hurt, and that sucks for me in my fantasy leagues because I thought I had a plug-and-play catcher like a majority of the time. It's going to be Padre Pajes here in this spot. I think you're going to have Ivan Herrera out, sitting down on this one, got hurt. Hopefully it's not so bad here in that first game of the doubleheader against the Red Sox. But still, there's more bats in the St. Louis lineup than expected. You got Lowell's Newtball, 477 xWOBA. Brendan Donovan, 411 xWOBA. Ivan Herrera was at 561 xWOBA to start off the season. Unbelievable read by me. Unbelievable. Injuries suck. Anyway, Luken Baker, pretty decent as well. 60% hard hit, 387 xWOBA. I don't know if he'll be in the lineup here going up against Carmen Sandiego. Well, actually, no, it's Mlodzinski. Carmen Mlodzinski. That one doesn't roll off the tongue as well. This guy's not very good. I don't think he has any off-speed stuff. Went through all of his movement profile. And when we go to the live shows, which are going to start up next week for a week, while producer Jacob's over in Europe, he has deserved this trip. So you're going to have to bear with me here and do a live show because I can't do the graphics. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not a graphic designer. I'm a bettor. And I'm going to bet over 4.5 first 5 runs. That is an interesting market, but Pittsburgh, lots of territory there. The wind blowing out. And who is it? Mr. Liberatore on the other side. Decent enough first start for him, but I do not expect him to be much of anything going forward. And I also think this is one of those sneaky spots up against a southpaw where I think Pittsburgh's lineup's going to be better than expected. You're going to get Brian Reynolds from the right side, Cabrian Hayes at the top of that lineup, O'Neal Cruz left on left just fine with me with the quality that he is. And then Tommy Pham, I like it. Andrew McCutchen, I like it's a better lineup, I think, top to bottom for Pittsburgh 1 through 9. Over 4.5. I hope they get it done fast. Want to target these starters. I hate my Twins sometimes, man. Probably the worst loss that I've seen in, well, for sure this season, but we've had a 9-0 White Sox loss, and I'm like, what could possibly top a 9-0 beatdown at the hand of the Sox and Martin Perez? Well, they did it. They were up 7-1 early on Houston. Yordan Alvarez goes yard to tie it up 7-7 in the 9th inning, trying to get out of the stadium for everybody, and you got the big fat L in extras. What do we even do here? Oh, yeah, we're going to go over 4.5 first 5 runs. Again, why is that? Because I really don't like our starting pitching, and I do think the bullpen, kind of the strength of this Twins team this season. Simeon Woods Richardson, 18.2% barrel percentage starting things off. Obviously, he's not going to give up that many barrels. What is that? 2 barrels that he gave up in 11 batted ball events. That's a ridiculous ratio, man. Got to bring that down, but don't have to do it today because I want runs. 54.5% hard hit. And then Michael Lorenzen on the other side. I've never really been a huge fan of his as a baseball, like a pitcher. He was a good hitter, outfielder once upon a time for Cincinnati Reds, and got to meet him a couple times. Nice guy. But I hope he gives up a lot of runs as well. Sorry, my bud. Over 4.5, minus 102. A little surprised to see this at FanDuel, sitting with such a low number. Minus 102 at BetMGM as well. So take advantage of it now, closer to even money. This is the third. I didn't even notice that they go bang, bang, bang right off the bat because, once again, different format. But I love the format, and I think most people do as well, where we cover the good stuff so I can track it and make sure that I'm staying profitable for you, make sure that I've got the reads, and make sure that we stay in the win column. So, Texas, Chicago, brutal game environment, absolutely abhorrent game environment that we're looking at. It's supposed to be 32 at first pitch. The wind is blowing in off the lake here at Wrigley Field, the west side of Chicago, or north side, or it's like east side. I don't know. Been there a lot. It's by the lake. God damn it, this hat. Anyway, we've got a weird one just because I don't know the last time that I bet against Justin Steele. Like, I've taken batter props against him. That's not an issue. But Justin Steele's traditionally been so reliable for us. I don't know what's going on with him right now. 2.74 expected ERA in 2024. 24.3% K rate, 33.2% hard hit. Now, he's had some tough game environments, having to go over to Japan and pitch against the Dodgers. Then you're going into that AAA. I'm not sure how it's going to play going forward. We'll talk about Oakland. They're back in that Sacramento ballpark, so we'll cover a couple of the park factors there. But the park factors here are just absolutely brutal, and every input has me just worried that this is like going to be a very, very low variance game. But if we're going to have a low variance game and one pitcher doesn't necessarily have his best stuff and the other one is absolutely humming, yeah, we got to look at the first 5 market here at the plus money side when it's Nathan Eovaldi. He's pitched 15 innings already. He went a complete game on opening day because that's something that can apparently happen. And then also 6 innings last time out. I mean, just an unbelievable start to the season for Nathan Eovaldi. He didn't get the win the next time around because apparently Cincinnati was just a place nobody could score runs. Good stuff. But unbelievable start to his season. I have to back him. Like the fastball, he peppers it. He eats innings. He might be back even at 35. One of the better pitching run values that we have in all of baseball to start off the season in Baseball Savant. I think there's a lot of reasons you should be going Texas first 5 money line here, one of which plus money to back him. Gotta like it. Again, some of these first 5s, you end up with pushes. So you know what? Let's get into the prop department, which was really good on Friday and obviously buoyed the entire day. It went nutties when you take into account the home runs. At Eric Lindquist, I'm trying to give you freebies this season. Premium Discord gets everything first. They get everything specially catered to them. Logan O'Hop, thank you for bailing out Sunday's home run card. Definitely needed that one. Ended up being a pretty neutral day in home runs on Sunday. Saturday, had the offer, the first offer that I had all week long, which was insane. So we're running pretty hot there, usually betting 3-4 of them minimum over the course, well, 3-4 max usually. But to be honest, we've been finding some better value there in some game environments. This is one of them. Baltimore on the run line here. I doubt we're going to be going their direction, but Arizona, man, if the roof is going to be open and I need to get a little bit of clarity for it, I think we are looking at a batter's paradise up against Zach Eflin. I've never been a Zach Eflin guy. I will never be a Zach Eflin guy. He had a 3.67 expected ERA and a 3.02 expected ERA. He's been great in the expected ERA department over the course of the last few. And yet there's just something that irks me about him because he has no, and I mean no, breaking stuff for swing and miss. And pitchers who don't have swing and miss, eventually as they age, they become far more targetable. Now, Zach Eflin, he's sitting there at 30. It's not like he's some elder statesman. Shit, we've talked about Verlander, how many times he got lit up over the last weekend. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I look at Zach Eflin and I just kind of look, 0.92 whip to start off. It just truly comes down to, I think you're always getting value with batters going up against him because the market really values him. And I just think if you have guys who are putting barrel on ball, you need to be invested in some of those batter props before the numbers get completely, the win gets completely taken out of the sales. Now, what's interesting about Arizona is they're routinely going to have like their 3-hole hitter be a platoon situation. So you really have to look at bullpens and how they're construction. So Pavin Smith, kind of off the table on anything other than unders for me, because you're never going up against a righty and going to be getting fair value for him. Like it's almost impossible for him to get fair value on overs if there's a chance of lefties coming in to relieve it. And there's especially that issue because of one guy, and one guy in particular that almost always teams are trying to bring lefties out against. That is Corbin Carroll. And you know what Corbin Carroll did last year? He fixed a lot of his lefty problems. I think you need to take a look at this. 190 ISO, a 190 ISO against left-handed pitching in 2024. That's shocking for a guy who I think had a really bad rap. He just hadn't seen a lot of lefty pitching. And also, you get some lefty pitching on the moon in Reno and Albuquerque as you're coming up. Now, he came up quick through the Diamondbacks system, as he should, because he's just an absolute stud, 24-year-old from Lakeside High School, the real ones know. But I very much like his 2+ bases at plus money here. It's probably going to have a roof open. You're probably going to be getting a lot of value here. And I think even getting lefties coming in here from the Baltimore pen, I'm not all that concerned about it here. Just a lot of usage for them early on over the course of this last weekend. I'll revisit some of this next time around, but obviously Gregory Soto's the main guy that I want to keep an eye on and how they're going to utilize him in this spot against Carroll and Pavin Smith. But lots of batter value potential here. I think we want to revisit even more tomorrow, but for now, let's keep it at Carroll, who he is smacking to base. Thanks for that home run on Friday. Didn't get one on Saturday. That was sad. Anyway, continuing on. He's just hitting triples and doubles and smacking. I'm done talking. Cincy and San Francisco up here next. This is going to be your second to last MLB play. Hit the like button for me. And this one is as straightforward as it gets. Now, you got to pay attention to some early season humidity. You also have to see, how are guys performing early on in the season? How are we none of this matters when you get Logan Webb for the first time back in his home base. So some pitchers, I'm not a huge, big home road splits guy by any means, but I will say this. Logan Webb has been really good at home, and he goes out, he pitches 5 innings and 7 innings in Houston and in Cincy. And you know what? Those are horrible, horrible pitchers' parks. So we are now going into San Francisco against potentially the coldest team in baseball in Cincinnati. I mean, what is Cincinnati doing against righties right now? I mean, they're just sitting middle of the road, 94 WRC plus here over a course of a very, very, very limited sample size. So don't overreact too much, but how many 1-0s do we need against Texas? How many, 3 consecutive 1-0 losses when you add in that opening Milwaukee loss? Matt McClain was dinged up back in it, so he's okay here for now, but I just see the under of 7 as having a ton of value. We just got done betting the over of 7.5 and got bailed out in the 9th on Sunday. We have Hunter Green. You know I love Hunter Green for Cincy here. I hope this is another 1-0 game, and I don't really care which way it goes, but I do think Logan Webb, ground ball stuff, 366 expected slugging, and then you add in Hunter Green, one of the best pitchers in baseball. It's really going to come around from this year. 36.4% K rate, and fly balls. He's generally been a fly ball pitcher, which isn't so much fun in Cincy. We're not playing in Cincy. So give me that under 7. It is currently minus 1. Where did it go? Minus 104 at FanDuel. Love that. Again, closer to even money. Feeling very nice about that. No home runs on the card for now. For now, I promise you that they will be showing up on X at Eric Lindquist. If I don't do it right away in the morning, tag me. I'll be happy to. Although, yeah, Detroit, we're not going to be looking at any home runs in that ballpark for the time being. I can't imagine anything on the Yankees having value going up there in Detroit. Maybe I'm wrong. I'd like to be surprised. But speaking of surprised, not surprised by this ballpark playing much, much easier than some other places. Now, Eric, it's the same dimensions as Oakland Coliseum. Yeah, they're playing in Sacramento, and it's not that much different in terms of sea level. I believe it's only 27 feet above sea level, but I did a lot of research on the park coming in from the PCL. PCL is that league that drives me absolutely bonkers. What is it? It's the AAA. It's the AAA iteration of playing baseball on the moon. Again, Reno, Albuquerque, Las Vegas, game environments where it is hot, humid. And while this is the worst for run creation out of all those ballparks, that's still being the 9 in a group of friends that are models on vacation. I would have liked to see some of them when I was single, or more of them. I love my wife. I also love the San Diego money line going up against Luis Severino. He's definitely the weak link here, him and Estes for the Oakland Athletics. I love my life. I want to repeat that again for you. And then Michael King, he's an absolute stud. And we're getting ourselves into that territory, minus 135, minus 140. Maybe some of you want to be a little bit more juice immune and combine it with something. Don't do that. Just play the damn play. It's San Diego money line. Maybe look in the first 5 market. But San Diego's going to put up runs. Jackson Merrill got locked up. Everything looks fully operational here for one of the best teams in baseball. Said Dodgers and Padres were going to have another great season ahead of them. Yeah, it's off to a good start. One, a hot take. One, not really. So there you go. This isn't a hot take, friends. $150 in bonus bets is fun. So bet 5, get 150 there down at the link below. Before we talk a little NBA, a little bit of the round ball where the guy's going right there. Well, you got a couple of states where Bet365 is available. That is Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Illinois, Louisiana, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, Kentucky, and North Carolina. Come on and raise up. Take your shirt off, twist it around your head, spin it like a helicopter, as well as Iowa. Yeah, Iowa, it's available as well. So check it out. Bet 5, get 150 down at the link below. All you have to do, deposit $10 or more. Minimum odds minus 500 or greater. You bet 5 on anything. You get 150 in bonus bets. It's as simple as that. Plus, it allows me to keep doing this program for free. So your $10 that is going to go towards it, you're going to bet 5 of it. You're going to get 150 back in bonus bets. So it's really good for you. It's okay for me, but you guys are going to have an opportunity to play at another book with some very advantageous odds. Would love to see you there. Only if you're 21 and over. If you have a gambling problem, please call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. To the NBA streets we go. Look at this, super clear cut, because we only have 2 games with the national championship on tap, and I will not talk about the Duke Blue Devils. My dog just heard me say Duke and started barking outside. That's insane. He's named Duke. Barking out too. Sacramento taking on Detroit here. Got to tell you, interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. We have 1 week left in the NBA season, and then we're going to just turn it all over to tracking all the MLB, having everything set up for you. Again, last week, if you couldn't profit with me in MLB, I don't really know what to tell you. I went on Kyle Kerm's show, smashed Monday, Friday. You're welcome for that too. I'm just trying to make money for the people and myself. My wife has expectations. Did I mention I love my wife? Sacramento, though, +6. They've got expectations of trying to sneak themselves, finagle them way out of this play-in scenario that they've got. And everything is jam-packed. But the Kings, they are finagling for the 9-10 seed. It's like a done deal. They cannot get to 7-8. Clippers, Grizzlies, they're on the outside looking in right now. On the Timberwolves, 46-32, have the tiebreaker. Then you've got 46-31 Warriors who are playing as we speak here in the second half against the Houston Rockets. Going to go watch that as we get out of here. But this is your only play that I'm going to have in the NBA streets. We'll cover the other game, but under 232, that's way too many points here when you're talking about a dinged up, can't play 100% Tobias Harris or Jalen Duren, who are questionable on the injury report. And then Keegan Murray. If he ends up out again here, then you're probably going to get Lyles starting again. Hey, great come from behind there against Cleveland. That was fun stuff. Can't believe that they ended up winning that game at the tail end there. It was fun to watch. But we got to get ourselves going here, friends. Under 232. That is your one play, half unit. Let's get to the other one and cover it quick. Our last game of the day, obviously wanted to cover more MLB because MLB, well, they don't have just 2 games going. We've got ourselves an interesting one. 76ers, Miami. It's a headache. That's really all I can say about it. You've got Tyler Hero, Alec Burks, and Andrew Wiggins all with Q tags. Haywood Highsmith as well, which definitely matters in this scenario. Justin Edwards with the Q tag on the Philly side. So this is probably going to be props or nothing else. Can't believe Kyle Lowry's back and playing actual 10 minutes, 12 minutes for Philly. You must really just want to play basketball or not get in trouble with the league. That might be the better answer. But Jared Butler, Quentin Grimes, Lonnie Walker, Adam Bona, the thing you always have to make sure of when you're talking props with this team, what is the status of Ricky Council and Jeff Downton and Alex Reese, specifically Downton and Reese? They only have 2 more games that they are allowed to play over the course of this last couple. So pay close attention to it, baby. Don't forget that boy told you kick that dirt off your shoulder. I'm leaning towards the Miami side, but boy, that's a lot of Q tags you can't deal with. So lean with it, rock with it, lean with it, rock. Let's get out of here. And that does it for a quick and easy. Well, no, that was long. Almost 30 minutes. Goddamn. That does it for another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Head to the comment section below. Let me know your favorite place. Check out Lindy 5 down at the link below. $5. Not going to be going for long to join the Tails Discord. Lindy and friends, Eitan Shander, Greg Ehrenberg, myself. Would love to have you guys there. Obviously, Lindy and friends, I'm Lindy. You got yourself Bet365. We talked about them already as well. It's Portfolio EV, having the link down at the bottom as well. So check all of the goodness out. Would love to see you there. Thank you so much, producer Jacob. Until next time, friends, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the MLB and NBA streets on Monday. Let's have another great week.